And we are live. We are live, people. Welcome back to the channel Chosen Wisdom Football, a channel for the football purists, a channel for the critical thinkers. Yes, people, welcome back to the channel. There is a lot for us to get through, for us to talk about today, as usual. Always got to do your sound check, people. Make sure that the sound is on. I hope everybody has had a good day today. Hope everybody is having a fantastic week. There is a lot of news today, guys. A lot of Man United news today to go through. As usual, on entry, people, it's a small channel. We are growing, so I would appreciate that like being smashed to pieces, people. Please smash the like, turn on your notifications, and if you haven't yet subscribed, people, please subscribe below. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Anyway, people, we have Sesko and Ollie Watkins updates for you, people. Very, very important updates from Simon Stone and from Laurie Whitwell regarding the Sesko and Ollie Watkins situation. Man United, it is clear that we want to get at least one of those two strikers. I say at least, but probably one. Just one of those two strikers. We are in for both of those strikers, and we have updates to share with you guys. Very important updates. We also have updates on the Jackson and Martinez situation. Is Jackson coming to Man United? What's going on with Martinez? We will talk about it today. We also have updates on Garnacho, people. Yes, Garnacho, the forgotten man. Garnacho needs to leave. He needs to leave, and that is clear he does. And we have updates on his situation to talk about. We also have updates on Jadon Sancho. Yes, another of the bomb squad, another of the 5 players that are ostracized from the squad. We have updates on his situation as well. Also, we have confirmation today that Harley Emsden James has signed his contract and he is now officially a Manchester United player. We also have rumours about Hodgman. We have the first, well, not the first, but the first Embu interview of real substance. Embu did an interview with Rio Ferdinand and he spoke a lot. It was very, very encouraging, so we can talk about that interview as well. Of course, we are still on tour and we have a match, well, tomorrow, 3 a.m. on a Wednesday. I don't know who's going to be awake for that match. Let me know, guys. Comment below if you're going to be awake for the next game. If you are, I might do a watch along, but if not, I probably will not. So today is going to be a packed show today. There is a lot for us to get through. The Sesko and Ollie Watkins situation will take a while for us to get through it. We'll talk about Fabrizio and Vivell wanting Sesko. We talk about Jackson from Chelsea. Is it on? Is it off? Martinez also from Aston Villa. We have updates on that. We have updates on Garnacho, updates on Jadon Sancho. Woo, people, there's a lot for us to get through on today's show. So let go. Big up the chat as always. It's beautiful. British Bulldog, my guy, always in the chat. Big up yourself, bro. I hope you've had a good day. You've ate some good food, drank some good stuff. My little bobbins, man. British Bulldog with his bobbins. Big up the chat as always. So let's get into it. As you know, guys, I've always said that there is Ollie Watkins and Sesko, and those are our 2 main targets. I've said this, and I've said a lot of things before today, before Fabrizio Romano and all of these journalists are now tweeting. I've more or less given you the situation, the internal situation at Manchester United. Who wants Watkins, who wants Sesko, and why. There is an internal dialogue and conversation still now happening between those 2 players. Man United haven't fully made up their mind which one they 100% want to go for. I know which one they would prefer. I know that, and it's Ollie Watkins. Not by a lot, and that's a problem. It is about 51-49. 51%, 49%. And because the difference between those two players in terms of what Man United want is so thin, they are now prepared to really get either. The most effective, the most affordable, the most efficient deal Man United will go for. But before we get into my opinion on the matter, let's see what all the journalists today have been saying about this situation today. So, one of the main tweets today that everybody is talking about is this one. I think this is the first one. Cool. Manchester United, and this is from Laurie Whitwell. Manchester United explore Watkins and Sesko costs after narrowing striker search. Manchester United believe a deal for Watkins could be done for £40 to £45 million, while Sesko is likely to be around £69 to £78 million. So don't forget, this is Laurie Whitwell, which means Man United have briefed this person. This is kind of coming from Man United. One, we've been told the price for Watkins is £60 million. So this is Man United basically saying to Aston Villa, lower your damn price. If the price is around that much, we can get him. It's also Man United telling the fans that the Sesko's really expensive and Ollie Watkins is cheaper. It's almost a tweet to incite the fans to want Watkins. This is the purpose of this tweet. A Manchester United person, Laurie Whitwell, was given this information by Manchester United. Let's be very clear about this tweet, right? But it's also very interesting because we were also told that if the right team comes along for Sesko, that Leipzig will lower their fee to about 65 million euros. But Man United in this tweet are saying 69 to 78 million pounds. I don't know if we can get Ollie Watkins for 40 to 45 million pounds. The only way, guys, the only way we will get Ollie Watkins for that kind of money is if Ollie Watkins does a Gyökeres. Ollie Watkins needs to first of all come out and say he only wants Man United. He has to come out and say he wants to leave. And then he has to potentially do the whole, I'm not training, I'm going to kick up a fuss. Maybe not as bad as Isco, because Isco right now for Newcastle is doing a madness. He's gone AWOL, fully AWOL. I'm not saying Watkins should do that, but I think United want Watkins to start twerking. They need Watkins to start doing something. Or Aston Villa to, get the Everton Calvert-Lewin, get him or get someone else to replace Watkins, because apparently Everton have started looking for a striker, which is good news. So it's interesting that now a lot of journalists will start reporting that United want Sesko, United want Watkins. I think this is what's happening, and I've said it before. There is a Prem proven idea that clearly Man United are going for people who know, players who know what they're doing. They've done the Garnacho, Højlund, no Premier League experience. Ugarte, no Premier League. They've done that for a while. Anthony, they've done that and it hasn't worked. So this time around, it is clear, whether it's Emi Martinez, whether it's Delap that we went for, Cunha and Buemo, Prem proven. That is clear, people. So Watkins is the ideal choice. Yes, he is old, and I know a lot of people say he doesn't have the resale value. We'll need to get a striker in soon. But the plan is for Man United to get back into Europe now. Get back into Europe ASAP. Not buy Sesko and get back into Europe in 3 years' time. They want to get back into Europe now and then worry about, developing players later. That's the ideal situation. That's what the manager wants. However, from a business point of view, people, in terms of, what you guys talk about, longevity and investment, I know Jim and some of the executives prefer Sesko. Also, Sesko is a player that Man United have been following for the last 3 or 4 years. We tried to get him when he was worth about 1 or 2 million, about 3 or 4 years ago. Right? And we don't want this guy to go to a rival. One of the main reasons Man United are attacking this Sesko deal is because Newcastle have gone in for him. And they could be potentially using Sesko to tell Ollie Watkins, listen, Watkins, we can get Sesko. He's younger, and yes, he'll be more expensive than you, but he's younger. So we'll get 10 years out of that player. So you better do something at Aston Villa. You better kick up a fuss, put in your transfer request, or do something, or we're going to get Sesko. Personally, I think we all know that if it's just about the fee for Sesko, Newcastle beat us to Sesko every day. Not because they're a bigger club, because I think Sesko would prefer to go to Manchester United. Yes, I think that is clear. However, we cannot give Leipzig £70 million. We cannot. We don't have it. Newcastle, they have it. So Leipzig would probably prefer to do a deal with Newcastle, get the £70 million cash up front, no installments, no faffing around, boom, bam, give the player to Newcastle, Bob's your uncle or Bob's your auntie's brother. Like, that's what Leipzig would prefer. So even though Sesko would prefer United, I think Newcastle are in the pole position because Newcastle have already the finances able to do this deal. They do. So let's keep an eye on this. I did say yesterday that this week will be about Watkins and Sesko. The Monday news, people, always dictates the news for the rest of the week. And that's what we're getting. We're going to get this unraveling, deraveling, and all of these. We're going to get so much stuff this week with regard to these two strikers. We are, people. Also, as you guys can see on your screen, is just further evidence. And I've been telling you this for about 3 days. I told you this before Fabrizio Romano told you this. Remember this, guys. I know my shit. Yeah? He's come out, Fabrizio, and he said Christopher Vivell is pushing hard to bring Benjamin Sesko to Manchester United. What did I say? I knew this. I was told this before he was told this. So, it is true. I can confirm that this is factual. I've said this to you guys before. Vivell, who works closely with Leipzig anyway, that's his past, right? He has had tabs on Sesko. He wants Sesko. He likes Sesko. But he doesn't run Man United. Jim Ratcliffe does. So a decision has to be made between future and now. Do you want now or do you want for the future? Can you wait for the future and spend more money for potential? Have you got some PTSD? Are you traumatized by the Rasmus Højlund situation, by the Anthony situation, and therefore you're like, no more untested. No more untested. We need tested and tried in the Premier League. So that's the two situations that's going on. I think in an ideal world, Manchester United will sign Watkins. For all you guys who want Matetas, sorry guys, it is Watkins or Sesko. And the only way I could see Man United not getting either of these strikers is if something catastrophic happens. Newcastle get Sesko, and then Aston Villa just completely say no to us. Because at the end of the day, Aston Villa are our rivals. They are our rivals. They do not want to sell this player to us. So as much as Ollie Watkins isn't worth £60 million, guys, I think Aston Villa are within their right to demand that money for the second or third best striker in the league. The third best striker in the league after Haaland and Isak, right? You could argue. £60 million, you could argue. So let's keep an eye on this. I mean, we've got no choice because this is what everyone is talking about. Every journalist is talking about this deal and this situation. So we have no choice but to keep an eye on this situation. Do you know what? I don't know what's going to happen. I still think Man United will get Watkins. But there's a chance we get Sesko. If Watkins doesn't budge, doesn't move, there is a chance we'll get Sesko. And do you know what, people? My opinion, I'm 51-49. I'm with the club in the sense that I think Watkins is the better signing right now for Manchester United. And then maybe in 3 or 4 years' time, Obi might become better. We might get another youngster. Another youngster might appear that's better than Sesko. Who knows? But the idea that you die as a striker at age 30 is also not true, guys. I know he's going to be 30 in December, Watkins, but look at Salah. Look at Salah. So he could play until 34, 35. We could get 4 or 5 years out of Watkins that are really, really good. So let me know what you guys think in the chat about this situation. Let me read the chat for a bit before I move on. Big up British Bulldog. Big up yourself. How you doing, British Bulldog, bro? You said only eat good food, no Bobbins food. Hey, you gotta love British Bulldog, you know. You gotta love British. Eddie, man. Eddie. How you doing, Eddie? There's a lot of news, but ain't nothing happening. That's it, Eddie. Just speculations. I'm hearing getting in a goalkeeper is off the cards. Yeah, Eddie, we can talk about that as well in the show. The goalkeeper situation is also changing, people. Turkish, always, man. Always good to see you in the chat. Always good to see a female in the chat. British Bulldog, Mateta only. It's a shame. It's a shame, British Bulldog, that Mateta is not on the cards. The more I think about it, the more I'm like, why isn't Mateta on the cards, bro? I'm alright, but I'm with you, bro. Like, why isn't Mateta being considered? I think a lot of United fans want to know the answer to that question. Anyway, on your screen, people, I just want to put up a player comparison. Just a bit of information, just a bit of context, because it's good to know. I think Watkins gets unfairly dismissed and spoken about because his stats are up there. The thing about Watkins, he's got everything. He's not a world-class footballer. He doesn't do anything at a world-class level, but he's good at a lot of things. His running off the channels is underrated. His ability to bring others into play, the amount of assists he gets on a yearly basis as a striker is underrated. One thing with Watkins that I know is that he's not the most clinical finisher. He basically meets his XG. He never surpasses it. So he scores the amount of goals he's supposed to score, but he doesn't score. He's never going to score more than like 20 goals a season. But he's a good finisher. He's an all-round striker. Not amazing, in my opinion, at any one thing, but he's good at a lot of things. He knows how to play against Premier League defenders. We bring in Sesko, it might take him a year or two to acclimatize. Who knows? So let's just look at the comparison for a little bit before we move on. It's quite interesting that, you know, expected goals is higher with Watkins. Of course, Watkins has played more minutes. Watkins takes more shots than Sesko. He creates a lot more chances. And this is what I'm saying. Look at the chances created per 90. Because the thing is, Sesko plays in a more reserved role. He plays kind of like almost a second striker role. So you'd think chances created would be higher for Sesko, given the fact he drops deep more than Ollie Watkins. But because Ollie Watkins, he runs the channel so much, he creates 1.08 chances per 90. So much more than Sesko. And that is good if you're playing with Cunha and you're playing with Embu. You need to create chances for those two, because those two players I mentioned can score goals too. Just imagine, guys, Watkins up front with Cunha and Embu. You cannot tell me that's not a good front three, people. You can't tell me that. The shot conversion per 90, now this is what I'm talking about. I did say that he's not the most clinical striker, Ollie Watkins, and he might miss a chance or two, and it might frustrate us. Let's be honest, people. Let's be totally honest. That's the kind of striker he is. So Sesko, when he shoots, his shot conversion is 23%, while Watkins is only 18%. So that's where the difference is. I need Watkins to have better quality in his finishing. Better quality in his finishing. He's not the most clinical finisher, like I keep saying. So it's quite interesting, some stats to compare the two players. In an ideal world, guys, and remember you heard it here first, in an ideal world, what Man United actually want to do is this. They said they're not going to bring in a striker before the Arsenal game. And I think when they said this, they were serious. They were telling the truth, right? They actually want Watkins. They want to get Watkins lastminute.com on a cheaper fee. They want Watkins to kick up a fuss and do what he needs to do, right? They didn't know Sesko was even on the cards, really. Then all of a sudden, Sesko's available. And then Newcastle are getting him. So they're like, hold on a second. Let's at least inquire, because we actually like Sesko. So let's at least inquire. Then they're told £65 million or 65 million euros, whatever it was. And now United are like, hold on a second. In an ideal world, this Sesko situation will be happening 2 weeks later, i.e. 2 weeks before the close of the window. So they can do Sesko and Watkins at the same time and be pitting them against each other. Right now, Watkins is chilling. Watkins ain't moving anytime soon. So doing this Sesko thing now won't really affect the Watkins situation unless we're doing them at the same time. Unfortunately, we're not. Watkins ain't leaving anytime soon, and Villa ain't selling anytime soon. They might do it in a few weeks. Sesko is now. Now or never, because Newcastle have rushed us into doing it now. We don't want to do it now. We'd rather do it when Garnacho's been sold, certain players have been sold, and we have the money. That's when we'd rather do it. We've been rushed by Newcastle. That's what makes me think that Newcastle could actually get Sesko. And we could say something like, we've walked away from the Sesko deal because it's too much money. He's too expensive. I can see us Wednesday, Thursday coming out to the fans and saying, we didn't bid for Sesko. We weren't really in for Sesko. We just inquired about his fee, and we just inquired with the club. We didn't make a bid, and then we see Newcastle bid 75 million for Sesko. Sesko the bid is accepted, and then we pivot next week back to Ollie Watkins. And then Ollie Watkins, we heard news saying Ollie Watkins missed training, and Ollie Watkins is training with the other players. And then we bid £45 million and he gets rejected. Then we do 50 plus 5 and then Villa accept it. I can see something like that happening, people. And remember, you heard it here first. Yeah. So when it does happen, come back to the channel. Come back to the channel, baby. Before we move on, I think, do we have any more tweets, any more news about these two players? So this is just a rumor, and I know Eddie's already in the chat has already spoken about the fact that there are a lot of rumors and there's not a lot of concrete stuff, but there are still some concrete stuff here or there. Watkins and Sesko have said yes to Man United move. Do you feel good about that? I guess you feel good about that, but you should be saying yes to Man United over Newcastle. You should be, if you've got sense. I don't care if Newcastle are in the Champions League. No, just say yes to Man United over Newcastle, over most teams. So the fact that they both said yes to Man United is a good thing, but it's what I expect, if I'm being honest. Club working on deal with both Villa and Leipzig to see which deal is more feasible. See, that's what I think. That's what I think Man United want to do. At this stage, preference leans towards Watkins due to Premier League experience. However, Villa may price the club out. Leipzig Sesko already have agreement for what fee would be accepted for him, 70 million euros, which United would want to structure for installments and add-ons, which I've already said to you guys already. Anyway, so in an ideal world, just reminding you guys what I think Man United want, and the tweet also alludes to it. In an ideal world, they want to do what Arsenal tried to do with Sesko and Gyökeres. Do two at the same time, pit them both off against each other to see which one blinks. Which one flutters first? And then bam, we go and get this one. If you want us, you dance for me. Dance for me. Dance for us. Both of you dance for us right now. And the one who dances the best can come. That's what United are doing. Dance for me right now. And if you could do the crip walk and the moonwalk, then come to join my club. That's it. So Sesko's out. Come on, Watkins. Join the Black Attack. Join Cunha and Mbumo. There you go. Then we got our Blackchester United back. Now we're gonna win the league. No, I'm joking. But let me see the chat, people. Big up the chat right now to Bumba. to bumper us. Let me see that. Maybe Palace turned off their phone. Bro, Palace turned off their phone. They shut down the computer. No, all the emails are bouncing back. British Bulldog. Bro, Palace have shut up shop. You can drive past the stadium and there's no one working in the stadium, bro. Like, Palace are on a madness. Eddie says, when do you think we are going to make a bid for either? We're only going to make a bid for Sesko if we believe Watkins cannot be done, and if we believe we're definitely going to get him. I can't see us bidding for a player if we don't think he wants to come here. So we're going to, first of all, have to find out fully 100% if he really wants to come. And then we're going to have to decide whether Watkins is feasible. And if Watkins is not feasible, then I think we'll make a bid. Eddie. That's what I think. Eddie, British Bulldog says, Eddie, once all strikers are gone, we will pay more than we need. Yep, I can see that happening as well. Listen, Calvert-Lewin is there. Dominic Calvert-Lewin is there, my people. If shit turns to, because this could backfire. Let's understand, that what we're trying to do could backfire. Sesko could go to Newcastle and Watkins could just stay. This could backfire, which means Vlahovic and Dominic Calvert-Lewin. That's what it means. So let that sink in, people. Let that manifest into your brains and let the anger and the hate come out. Anyway, let's see what the chat is saying. Ranjit. Yes, my guy Ranjit in the chat. I love when Ranjit's in the chat. Watkins is the one for me. Cunha, Watkins and Bumo. That's top 4 right there. Boom. Man like Ranjit. Man like Ranjit. Ranjit. AP, big up your damn self, bro. Your damn self. AP7 wasn't Bumo and Watkins good together when they was at Brentford? Yes. Yes, they were. Do you know what AP? Tell me, AP, yeah? Are you taking Wisa? Because in Bumo and Wisa, they were bad for Brentford. And I don't like Brentford. I don't like Brentford. I will take everything. You know when you don't like something, I'm going to take everything that you have. Everything you own, I'm going to strip it. I want to go to Brentford and take Wisa as well, bro. And put him on the bench. I don't care if we have 4 strikers. Just take Wisa. I need Brentford to get relegated. That's how much I detest Brentford, bro. But big up yourself, AP. Eddie Black said, because it seems like we ain't any close to selling any of our players. Well, we're going to talk about sales in a bit as well, Eddie, to see where we are with Garnacho, to see where we are with Sancho, Anthony. We'll talk about that in a second. Ranjit says, also Watkins' stats are Prem-based. Sesko plays in the inferior league. Boom, Ranjit. That's true. It's all about risk and reward. If you're spending your money, what are you going to get for that money? Can you tell me 100% that you are going to deliver X, Y, Z for this money? Can you, Sesko? Can Sesko? No. Watkins, we've seen it. We've seen it for 4 seasons in a row. Not a one-off season. Not two random seasons. 4 seasons straight, we've seen it. It's baked in now with Watkins. So the more I talk about it, the more I'm like, do you know what? I kind of lean towards Watkins, people. I lean towards Watkins. I know I know all of these negative things, but I kind of lean towards Watkins, people. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, man. Big up yourself, AP. Hope you're having a good day, man. British Bulldog. Newcastle went for Rooney, making Man United go for him a year early than planned. There you go, British Bulldog. You know, Sesko might think Newcastle is a bum club and stay put. Ranjit, yeah. The perfect situation is this. This is my ideal situation. We get Watkins for £45 million, yeah. Sesko decides to stay for another year, and then we go back in for Sesko next year. We sell Højlund. We place Højlund with Sesko. We have Watkins as a starter. Sesko to learn under Watkins, because Sesko might not be ready to start every game in the Premier League. Sesko spends another year, him and learning under Watkins. He plays some Europa League games, because by then we'll be in the Europa League. And then the 3rd year, Ollie Watkins starts to get phased out, and Sesko is more mature, and he will start for us. So that's my ideal situation. It won't happen. I think Sesko will leave this summer. But if he doesn't, that's what I want to happen in my made up fancy Disney world, bro. British Bulldog says United not yet brought a player over 26, which is why they said when they came. Yeah, that's the thing, British Bulldog. You're right. You're right. The Watkins thing. That's why this situation is so difficult. That's why there is a divide. Because Watkins doesn't fit that under 26 mold that clearly Ineos have been doing. He doesn't fit that. But then who are the top strikers right now who are available that can guarantee you 15 goals and like 5 assists that are middle-aged? Where are they? They're not there. They're not around. So it's a shame Watkins is so old because if Watkins was 2 years younger, I'll be like, no, just get him. Just get him. Let's not talk about it. But
the values you can instill that over long term. You want to do right now.
Yeah. Ranjit says, how much maximum should United pay for Watkins? For me, it's £55 million. Yeah, I would agree, Ranjit. I would agree with that. No more than 55 million. I mean, they want 60, so you can argue, what's another 5 million added on top? But 45 plus 10 maximum, I think. Maximum. Not even that. Not even that. British Bulldog says, I challenge you to a shape throwing comp right now, Wizzy. You make the... I moonwalk every time in living rooms. When I win a dance off, I'm a smile. That's funny, bro. Shape throwing competition, you know. I'm gonna lie, you probably beat me, bro, British Bulldog. I ain't gonna lie, man. I ain't gonna try, bro. I ain't gonna try, man. Watkins, they don't want their manager fell out with. Watkins, they don't want a manager fell out with him. We should not pay. British Bulldog says we shouldn't be paying over £30 million for Ollie Watkins. People, smash a like on your way in, please. It's a brand new channel. Every like, every bit of interaction will help the channel grow and will help us go on to bigger and better things. So that is the Sesko Ollie Watkins situation. Most of you guys in the chat have given me your opinion on the situation. Let me know who you want. At least you guys know what's going on behind the scenes with the club internally, the tussle that's going on, who prefers what and why, the pros and cons of both players. So you guys can, you know, with all that information, make up your own mind up and have an informed assessment of the situation. Anyway, this is brilliant news. For most of you guys and for me, this is brilliant news. Manchester United have been exploring a deal for Nicholas Jackson, but have ruled out a move due to the cost. Thank you for being too expensive. Thank you, Nicholas Jackson. Same goes for a move for Martinez at Villa. They have been told he can only leave on a permanent deal and a cost is not something United will entertain. So no Martinez from Villa and no Jackson. I'm more happy with the Jackson situation. I did not want Jackson. I keep saying stop trying to shop in Chelsea's dustbins. Leave that for Arsenal. Let Arsenal do that. That's not our job. We got Mason Mount and we got burnt. Let's not go back to the fire. Yeah? Let's not do that. So I'm glad that we have said no to Jackson. Too expensive. I did not want Martinez personally because I think even though Martinez is better than Onana, I still think he has mistakes in him and he's a bit crazy. And I would prefer to get a younger keeper, a keeper for the future rather than Martinez. I also think Martinez has fell off. He's fallen off a little bit since the World Cup. He's not the same goalkeeper. So I wasn't too interested in Martinez. I'm not going to lie, guys. I wasn't. I know all of you guys will run the jokes and you'll be like, my grandma could go and go. I would hire my cat and my dog and my right toe to go and go over Onana. And I get it. But I didn't really want Martinez, people. So it's good news, personally. You know. You no idea, I get my dancing shoes. Listen, the more British Bulldog talks, yeah, the more I actually want to see him cut some shapes. I ain't going to try to do it on the stream. British Bulldog. You're going to try to draw me out. You're trying to draw me out, you know. Even if Sesko, but Eddie says, even if Sesko scored 13 league goals, why do people rule out the 4 in the poker? Yeah, no, good point, Eddie. Good point. Eddie made a good point. He's talking about the fact that, yes, he scored 16 league goals, but he was in cups, he was in European competitions. He didn't score just 16 goals. He scored more than that. Like, Sesko can score goals. He can. And he played second fiddle a lot of times as well. Not the main goal scorer. So, hard decisions, bro. Hard decisions to be made at Manchester United, and I'm happy that I'm not making them. I'm just a fan / journalist who reports on it, gives my insight, and that's it. So let's go. Let's go next one. All right. So you guys wanted to talk about outgoings, Garnacho. Listen, Chelsea, even though they've been doing a madness this season and buying up everybody and everything, they still might come in for Garnacho. So let's not rule that out. But before I even talk about this story, guys, don't forget, that Amorim said in his press conference, when he alluded to transfers, he said that some players are trying to wait until the end of the transfer window to get a low fee so they can just go freely. And he said, we will not accept anything less than what we demand for our players. And if we don't get the money in, they will stay. When he said that, I think he was mostly talking about Garnacho. I think Garnacho's camp here are taking it so easy. Him and his brother are not shopping around. They've said they only want Premier League clubs, which means, like I keep saying, they've shortened down the possibilities by only wanting Premier League clubs. I believe Garnacho is waiting for Chelsea. I believe he wants Chelsea. He thinks he's that good. He wants Champions League football. He wants to play for the biggest club. He wants to be seen making an upgrade. I don't think you understand that Garnacho right now is in his spiteful era. He doesn't want Man United to get a fee for him. He doesn't. He wants to leave at the end, so we just accept at £20 million because we desperately want to get him gone. But do you know what? Man United, clearly, with Ruben's press conference and what he said, they're not playing games. I can see if Man United do not get a decent enough fee for Garnacho, he will stay here like Sancho did and rot. I think they could do that with Garnacho. I honestly do. So let's keep an eye on what happens. Apparently, I've also been told, people, that we, Manchester United, have introduced intermediaries to help him find a move. I've also been told that Napoli are not impressed with his management and how they run their operation and how they negotiate, i.e. his brother. So let's pay attention. A lot of you guys would never have guessed that a year on, Garnacho would be in this situation. I did. If you were part of this channel a year ago, you would know. If you guys were part of this channel a year ago, you would know a lot about a lot of things. Because think about me, guys. I ignore all the fluff, all the stupid talk about all the stupid fans and journalists, and I'm very, very objective when I want to be. I saw this coming from a long time ago. His attitude, we gave him the keys to the kingdom before he could walk. That's what we did. And we keep doing it. We'll do it to Kobe. We did it to Rashford. And we'll keep doing it to other players until we learn to stop doing it. Anyway, here we go. Chelsea want both Garnacho and Simmons. There is a concrete possibility that Chelsea sign both. For Garnacho, it is something for later in the window, which is what I said, which is what a lot of people feel Garnacho is doing. Thing is, Garnacho doesn't have high wages. He doesn't need to wait to the end of the window to get a low fee. His wages aren't that high. A lot of clubs want him. Napoli still want him. He is Dennis the Menace problem child right now. He is. Let me see what the chat is saying quickly. Celtistic says Nacho is from Argentina, and you know what they say. No comment. No comment, Celtistic. I'll allow you to and everyone else to finish that sentence themselves. So it's quite interesting also because a lot of people would assume that Chelsea's transfer business is done. They've got Gittins, right, on the left, and Chelsea, they've made signings, bro. Chelsea, we can talk about the ops because on this channel we haven't really spoken about the ops, but Chelsea Chelsea are title contenders. They are. Don't let any Chelsea fan try to tell you, after spending $1 billion last year, $1 billion the year before, and 100 signings this summer, don't let no Chelsea fan try to tell you they're not title contenders. They are. They should be, with all the money they spent. Gittins is on the left. And I don't know why they are talking about Javi Simmons, because Javi Simmons, as we all know, is a 10. He plays really down the middle when he can. So signing Simmons doesn't affect Garnacho, because Garnacho plays on the left wing and Simmons doesn't play there. So it's quite interesting how they've got them both in the same sentence, like one affects the other when they play in different positions, you know. But hey ho, it is what it is. So that's something to keep looking for. This Garnacho thing, people, will drag on. At the start of the window, out of all 5 of the players up for sale, I thought Garnacho would be the first one out the door. He's young. He's 20 years old, people. 20 or 21. Either way, he's young. So yes, there's attitude problems and all of these things, but you'd expect that he would be so sought after. I'm so surprised that many clubs haven't come in. Maybe it's because he only wants Premier League clubs. Who knows? But I thought Rashford would be the last one out. He would be the first one out. But it's all been flipped on his head. Rashford is the first one out and Garnacho might be the last one out. Let's keep an eye on this situation. Let's quickly see what the chat is saying. Hasib in the chat, show me an English striker after 30 who was still elite. Watkins will be washed in 2 years. Hasib is not convinced with Ollie Watkins. Hasib, I assume you're saying that you won't have longevity at all, Ollie Watkins. And are you saying that we should go and get Sesko, Hasib? Is that your opinion in the chat? He says, am I wrong? Except Kane. And he ain't the same. Yeah. That's fair. That's fair. Strikers in general lose pace, lose a lot of things, but they don't lose their ability. It's this up here. It's Wally Watkins' know-how, I think. He might lose a bit of pace. Yes, he will. But he'll still know how to do certain things. So I hear what you're saying though, Hasib. I hear what you're saying. British Bulldog says Kane is still elite. Watkins is good. There you go. You're going to have some people disagree with you. You know, I still think Kane is good. He's just not as quick. The athletic part of his game, the physical part of his game, his speed and his quick movement isn't there. But he still knows how to find the back of the net, Harry Kane. But Ollie Watkins, he does rely a lot on his running the channel, on his speed more than Kane does. So when that dies, when that fails him, what kind of player will he be? And I've said this many times, when Rashford's speed fails him, right, and Rashford doesn't have that explosiveness anymore, what kind of player does Rashford become? When you are a player that relies on your athletic and ability and your speed and you lose that over time, you're going to have to rely on your technical ability. And that's when we see the difference. That's when someone like a Modric can play to the age 40 because he never used really speed to play football in the first place. He just used his footballing IQ and his technical ability. So we'll see. We'll see, bro. But I hate what you're saying, though. I take your point, man. Yeah, man. Big up yourself, bro. Let me know where you're signing in from, where you're messaging from. And Ayub, I hope I pronounce it properly. Hello, my friend. Welcome to the channel. Big up yourself. Let me know where people are watching from. Let me know where you guys are tuning in from as well. But big up yourself. So another one of the guys that should have gone already. And I like Jadon Sancho. I've always liked Jadon Sancho, but I do not like what is happening right now. I think Jadon needs to leave, and I think he needs to find a club quickly. And you just lower your demands for your wages, bro. Like, everyone is getting on at Jadon. Just getting on at him. Left, right, and centre. How he's fallen, how he's this. And I'm like, hold on a second. He won the Conference League with Chelsea last season. And the season before that, he was in a Champions League final with Dortmund. I don't think he's washed. I don't think he's done or anything like that. I think he's also been someone's guided him down some wrong path. He's got somebody in his ear that's advising him wrong. All the tweets about freedom and all these things that he did during the season, it was just ill-advised. You know, it's just a shame how it's for both players, for both Garnacho and Jadon, to be fair. Because even though Garnacho wasn't my type of footballer, he had the world at his feet at Man United, and it's all come crashing down very quickly for both players. And it's a shame. There's nothing else I can say apart from it's a shame for both players. But here we go. Anyway, let's read this story from Ben Jacobs. Everyone knows Ben. Say hello to Ben. No, I'm joking. Not really. Dortmund currently debating whether to make an approach for Jadon Sancho. Man United prepared to sell for £17 million. Price has now dropped lower than Chelsea's £25 million. Juventus are still in talks with Sancho. Listen, Juventus have been in talks with Sancho for like a month. And tomorrow we'll get here we go. And the next day we'll get the deal isn't close. That is how nobody knows nothing about this Jadon. 1 minute it's like Jadon's close to Juventus. The next minute it's the deal's not even close. So I'm not going to lie to you guys. And I think I've said this before. I know a lot about a lot of things. I get told some things, and some things I just use my brain and work it out. This Jadon situation, I don't know, people. I actually don't know. Because I don't know what to believe. I don't know what to believe with regards to Jadon. Is he close to leaving or is he not? Stop fucking around. Stop messing around. Somebody knows something and say something. Like, it's crazy. We can't ostracize our players. And I've said this before on streams. Ostracize our players. Call them crap. Drag them through the mud with the media. And then say to people, come and buy them. That doesn't, you don't, if you want to sell anything, you don't treat it like that. The way that Chelsea sold Madueke, and no Chelsea player or no media was coming out saying how rubbish Madueke was. It was all Arsenal fans crying. The way that they're trying to ship Jackson, and it's all positive prop about Jackson. Jackson's a great striker. He's this and he's that. All positive prop. We need to start doing the same, people. We need to turn a turd into a piece of gold. Listen, we might know it's a turd. If you watch American Dad, you know what I'm talking about. We might know it's a turd, right? But we got to tell those people that it's a piece of gold and convince them. And then when we sell the turd, we could be like, ha! Have that. That's what you get for flipping giving us Mason Mount. That's what we need to do, bro. Protect our assets. Internally, as a fan base, we can diss the players all we like. But when we're trying to sell these players, let's talk about them like they're the best thing since sliced bread. Let's do that. Let's do it. That's what everyone else does. Anyway, let me quickly check the chat before I move on. Show's moving quickly. Hasib, Sesko ain't worth 70 either. I agree, bro. I agree. Like, the transfer market right now is a mess. And the striker market isn't that great, bro. I mean, the striker market hasn't been great for about 5-10 years. I mean, I don't want to do the whole back in my day, but I don't even need to do 20 years ago. I can just do 10 years. There were strikers back in the day. Bad boy strikers. Now there's hardly any. There's hardly any, bro. Ranjit says Vardy was decent after 30. Looks like people coming with receipts. Coming up with all the English... Yeah, man, let's come up with all the English strikers after 30 that were still banging in goals, that were still decent, that still contributed. But there's Kane, there's Vardy that was decent after 30. Who else, guys? Who else? Hasib says Watkins for 45 is what United value him at. These guys value Embu at 55 and pays 70. Watkins ain't coming for less than 60. Villa ain't got a striker either. That's the problem. That's the problem there. And that is why United are doing the Sesko thing. United are doing the Sesko thing to try to change Villa's position, to try to drive the price down. I don't know if it's going to work. Like Hasib says in the chat, what if it doesn't work? What if Villa says, good try, give us £60 million. We ain't budging. We can't afford to lose both these strikers. And the way that we're playing this game, we could lose Sesko to Newcastle, and Aston Villa could say, "Listen, we're not decreasing our price." So United right now are properly hedging their bets. They're hedging their bets. They've lost out on Gyökeres, lost out on Rory Delap, lost out on Ekitike. They can't lose out on these two. Because who's next? Where are we falling to? We're falling from the sky, and we're going to hit the ground soon. We're going to hit the ground soon without a parachute. So, what? Calvert-Lewin? Give me a break.
Because if you're never planning to go for Sesko,
Mm.
that you'll walk away from deals.
British Bulldog went back. Teddy Sheringham was good after 30. British Bulldog, some people said Teddy Sheringham might have even, peaked at like 29. He might have even peaked late, Teddy Sheringham. So these guys are, listen, my chat, the thing about this chat, this is Chosen Wisdom Football. And the people in my chat are the wise men. Yeah. I'm not the wise guy, The people in the chat are the wise men, and they're coming out with the receipts. Kenya. Ayub. Big up yourself. Big up my Kenyan brethren and brothers and sisters, bro. My brother's Ugandan, half Ugandan. So whenever I hear Kenya, Uganda, or anyone from sort of that part of the world, I'm always like, big up yourselves, bro. Big up yourself. I claim Ugandan. I claim Kenyan. I'm not really, but I claim it. British Bulldog says, watching from the bubble car. Hey, Hasib, what you saying, Hasib? Who do you think they signed? I ain't going to lie. We should go big for a midfielder. All the good strikers are gone. Oh, bro. I would sign Edison. I mean, no, come on. Okay. In an ideal world, if we had loads and loads of money, no restrictions, Baleba. Give me Baleba. Give me a man who can run up and down the pitch, kick a man, clamp a man, tackle, can pass. Give me him. Because the thing is, guys, in that double pivot, the way the manager plays that double pivot, the ballers are kind of the wingers. The number 10s and the wing backs are the ballers. The number 10s, he bypasses the midfield in his system. Like, I don't even know if I want, a ball player in the midfield. I need a Carrick. I need a little Pogba. I mean, even though Pogba was box to box, I need somebody who's a supreme pass of the ball that can find Mbeumo and find Cunha in an instant, under pressure, can do 5-yard passes, can do the little intricate, Kobe Mainu stuff, but also launch it like Bruno. I need that, what you call it? I hate this term, cultured midfielder. I need that. I need a Rodri. I need someone who can just pass it around and just keep it ticking. I need Adam Wharton. I need that, but I don't think that's what the manager wants. He needs a beast. I think the manager wants an animal in the midfield. An animal who can just cover the yards and do loads of things. I think that's what he wants. And just give it to the number 10s as quickly as possible. That's how he plays. That's how I see us playing. We're going to play a very Ten Hag-esque counter-attacking, get the ball from the defense to attack as quick as possible. That's what we're going to see this season, people. I'm telling you, that's what we're going to see. Anyway, let's see the chat. Jerome. Yes, my guy Jerome Woods in the chat as well. Just tuned in Whoism. Who do you think prefer out of Tesco and what? Nah, hey, Jerome. These are the rules. We can't call him Tesco now because we're linked to him. We can only call him Tesco because he was linked to Arsenal. We have to be a little bit shameless. Listen, on this channel, I talk about using logic and using critical thinking and being smart, and that's how I am, But bro, not every day is smart, bro. Sometimes shamelessness. Sometimes, this is Benjamin M&S. Yeah. This is Benjamin Marks and Expensive. We got to remove the Tesco from his name now, because we're linked to him. We have to be shameless a little bit, bro. A little bit shameless. A little bit. I want Watkins, Jerome, but it's not big for me. It's not like I only want Watkins. Like, if we get Sesko, I'm not gonna cry about it. but I do what Watkins, Jerome. But big up yourself, bro. I hope you're having a good day. I hope everyone's blessed in the chat. Let's see if we can finish off the transfer news. I know we've been going for an hour now, so let's. Yeah, no, but yo, big up yourself, Nickel fan or Niche fan. We're not getting Sesko or Watkins. We are completely skint and haven't sold anyone. We're dreaming if we're thinking we're getting an Adam Wharton. We're definitely not getting Adam Wharton, Niche fan. I definitely agree with you with that. We're not getting Adam Wharton. I think we could get Sesko or Watkins, but like you've just said, we do need to sell people. We do need sales, bro. So I definitely agree with that, Niche fan. But big up yourself, bro. I hope you like the chat. I hope you like the channel. Please join us again.
He's answering your question. So is BB said Nick Barmby, Heskey, Ian Wright.
Nick Barmby, Heskey, Ian Wright, Ian Rush. Bro, Nick Barmby. Listen, Heskey, yeah. Heskey was so unfairly, like, Heskey was all right, you know. Heskey was one of those strikers that we're going to bang you 20 goals, yeah. But he was one of the first, like, facilitators. And he used his size, he used his strength very well, Heskey. He had a decent England career. Ian Wright, yep, Ian Wright peaked late. It's weird, Ian Wright was in a championship for so long and he peaked late. Ian, listen, bro, see about this chat is smart, bro. They've got receipts, bro. You asked for English strikers that were decent or good after the age of 30, and you've got at least 7 or 8 from the chat there, my friend. At least 7 or 8. Ranjit's coming with strikers, even though they're not English, where Rooney is, but yeah. All these strikers played in England, and at the age 30, they were fine. I think strikers at age 30, they have a know-how. Think about strikers. You can have, like, because the game is so athletic, right? And so physical, I get it. Youth is important. But being a striker is about know-how. It's about experience. It's about the fact that you've been in this situation 100,000 different times. So you know to put the ball through the keeper's legs. You know to chip the goalkeeper from this angle because you've scored these goals so many times. Being a striker is about know-how. So when you're age 30 as a striker, you know yourself. You know yourself as a footballer. You know what you can do and what you can't do. You know the league. You know the defenders. You just know things. You don't take the risks. You're more calculated. Usually age 30 strikers, they're mature. They're mature in their game. And I think at this stage, like I keep saying, Garnachos, Hoylands, Lenny Euros, Dorgus, all these heavens, all these kids. We need experienced striker. We do. Big up yourself, Niche fan. Yep, Ranjit said Andy Cole. Yep, even Andy Cole. All the way, by the way, guys, is it me, yeah? And I've said this already before on this chat. Is Andy Cole one of the most underrated strikers in Premier League history? His stats, yeah, even now, his stats stand up to anybody's. And I don't hear people talk about him. He's not on TV shows. He's not on BBC like Alan Shearer is. He didn't really get too many England call-ups. Andy Cole's a very... I don't know what you guys think about that. Tesco versus Ranjit said Tesco versus Waitrose. Anyway, that's quite interesting. Speaking of Andy Cole, I thought I'd bring this up. I thought one penalty out of 187 goals was impressive until I found out he was caught offside only 24 times in 414 Premier League games. Andy Cole was a hugely intelligent footballer. And this is what I'm talking about. I want to go back in time and watch Andy Cole. His movement, yeah, off the shoulder was amazing, impeccable. He was so I don't think he was underrated because he was. Let's also. Andy Cole was our main striker for about 4 years, right? And Dwight York played kind of underneath him. Yet most people know Solskjaer. Solskjaer was a bench warmer. Solskjaer and Sheringham were on the bench, yeah, while Andy Cole and Dwight York were winning us title after title. But I bet most Man United fans will probably speak about Solskjaer and Sheringham. The two guys that were on the bench rather than the two guys who played most of the games. It's very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Andy Cole and Dwight York is the reason why I support Man United. Eddie, let me tell you a story here. You guys might not be interested in this, but I was born in Jamaica, right? And I came over here very, very young, right? And when I started watching Man United, when I saw Andy Cole and Dwight York, and I realised they were both Caribbean. I think Andy Cole's Jamaican heritage, and Dwight York is from Trinidad, I believe. And I thought Man United football team, an English football team, have two black Caribbean men leading their line. I was like, whoa, this is amazing. And they were amazing footballers. They were good. Dwight York was so sick. Those two, just like Thierry Henry made many Arsenal fans fall in love with Arsenal, those two made me fall in love with Man United. Yes, I love Cantona. I love Cantona, bro. You will never find a Man United fan who doesn't love Eric Cantona. You have to love Eric Cantona. I love Keane. I love Scholes. All these players, but there's some. Look at this chip, and fuck off, man. Anyway, oh man, Andy Cole, man. What's Niche fan saying? It's just depressing because nothing is happening. Sure, we've got Cunha and Brian, which is good, but we are a million miles away from our rivals. Niche fan, let me tell you something. There's so many ways you can look at this. You can look at it as, listen, Chelsea and Arsenal ain't our rivals, bro. They are years away from us. We, right now, just want to get back into the conversation. So we shouldn't be looking at them. Then you have others saying, we should be looking at them. Because yes, we want to get back into the conversation and we want to be competing with them. So we need to be looking at them and seeing what they are doing. I don't know, which camp are you in? Which camp are you in? Should we care about Newcastle? I mean, not Newcastle, Liverpool and City? We're not competing with them. But at the same time, what Niche fan is saying is, listen, we finished 15th. This is the worst league finish we've ever had. After what Ineos have been saying all season, especially in January when they were saying, listen, we're not going to make any signings in January. We're going to save it till the summer. We're all expecting some sort of blitz this summer. 5 players, all these players in, all these outgoings. We were expecting an absolute blitz and overhaul. We've not got that. We have not got that and we will not get that. They lied to us. And they will keep lying to us. But on this channel, I will point out all the lies. All of them. I'll also point out the fact that Ineos only own 28% of the club. The club is still owned 72% by the Glazers. Yet, all we talk about is Ineos. Are we forgetting that the Glazers still own most of this club? Glazers are smart, bro. Ineos have become the face of everything. And Glazers ain't getting no backlash anymore. I don't know, man. Kato, big up yourself. New face in the chat. Everybody make Kato feel welcome and blessed in the chat. Let's wrap it up. Let's see if there's any more news for you guys for us to go through. So, yep. Listen, I'm not gonna lie, guys. Harley Empson James. I feel like I have already spoken about this guy like 2 weeks ago, and we confirmed that he's signing 2 weeks ago, but he wasn't confirmed. And now we're only confirming it now. I feel like we've already done this signing and he's been here training. But either way, it's been confirmed that we have the talented centre-back Harley Empson James, and it is official. So those of you who said we haven't made any signings, Nishran, here you go. We've signed the centre-back, Nishran. Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh. Yo, TK, my brother from Canada. Big up yourself, bro. Hope you're having a good day. Anyway, what's next? So we've got this centre back. Listen, he's for the future. I don't think we should talk about him at all. Like, until he starts playing for the first team, we can talk about him. But he's a promising centre back for the future. So let's just move on to this news. And listen, the only reason why I'm reporting on this, guys, is because it's BBC Sport. However, I don't actually believe this. This has come out of nowhere and it is left field. So I'm like, where's this from? How are BBC, who are supposed to be reputable, reporting on this and no one else is reporting on this? No one else. So you guys, let me know if you think this is a pile of doo-doo, bullock doo-doo, and we'll just scrap it and move on. But anyway, Man United bid 40 million euros for Morten Hulmand, but Sporting demand 50 million euros for the midfielder. Also targeted by Juventus. What? Where? When? When did we bid? What? I have not been told about this. I've not heard about this from anybody. So, is this true? Do you guys believe this at all? Listen, if this is true by any stretch, I'm taking this guy. I'm taking him yesterday. But I just don't believe it. Like, where's it? I just don't understand. Like, if we bid for a player, it will be all over the news. So, I don't know, people. This is weird. It's a weird news. Like I said, if it's true, bring him in. But I just don't know. So big up yourself, Kato. Eddie says I could relate to when I was young. Ranjit's Andy Cole stat proves he was brilliant. Ranjit, bro. Andy Cole, you guys. Andy Cole was the guy. Like, Champions Leagues, our most successful period. Dwight York and Andy Cole were involved in that 98, 99, 2000, 97. That period of time was just Niche fan said York and Cole was a partnership. The whole was bigger than the sum of the parts. Spot on, bro. Spot on with that comment. TK, big up yourself. TK says I'm at the airport about to fly back home. Oh, all right. How was the trip, bro? How was it anyway? Are you refreshed? Back to work, yeah? Trying to figure a way to stream this show to every seat on the flight. People need to hear it. Bro, just hold it up like this and then turn the volume up. Make sure you're in the first seat of the plane and just hold it up, bro. That's all you got to do. Anyway, guys, I'm not going to lie, yeah? This interview by Rio with Embu is an okay interview. It's a decent interview. Rio asked him some nice questions, spoke about his role, where he sees himself playing, how he could contribute to the team. It's a nice interview. It's not one of those. It's good to see players being interviewed by other players rather than the stupid questions that journalists ask. They're so dumb. So I would encourage people to check out the interview. It's only about 20 minutes. I've watched it. It's a nice interview. Brandon Bumo comes across as very laid back, very personal. He likes to get to know people. And you know, when I keep saying to you guys, players, yeah, need to have conversations outside of football in order to play with each other. Like, I gotta know, yeah, when you're gonna make that run outside and when you're gonna make the run inside. Relationships, yeah, on the field can't just be formed just by playing matches. But relationships on the field are formed by you having a relationship with the player also. And I feel like Brandon Bumo is the kind of player who's good at forming relationships with players. You have a conversation with me and tell me how you play football. If you like short passes, if you like the ball to feet, tell me you like the ball to feet. So when I see you, I'm going to give it to your feet rather than try to give it to your chest. Conversation need to take place between players to understand their games so we can play with better cohesion. He comes across as the kind of person that doesn't mind doing that. very laid back. He spoke about how he turned down Champions League clubs. So this might give some United fans a bit of pride. We always like to hear when we sign players that they turn down other clubs to come for us. We get a little dopamine rush when we hear that, because we love Man United, and the football club is essentially an extension of ourselves, right? So if you reject the club, it means you rejected me, and I'm going to punch you up. If you love the club, it means you love me, and I'm going to give you a hug. That's it. So good interview. Spoke about how he rejected Chelsea and even Tottenham and Arsenal, which is good news. He also said this: I think I'm someone who likes a challenge. There is a very good project in Manchester, and I wanted to be a part of it. You want to play on the greatest stages in the world, and Old Trafford is one of them. So being able to play there every 2 weeks is just big. I mean, he's a Man United fan, just like Cunha. And we are lucky, absolutely lucky, after the fuckeries, the fucked up season that we had, that we have two of the best players in the league who still remember us from watching Andy Cole and Dwight York. Just like us in the chat, watching Andy Cole, Dwight York, they might have done the same. They might be a bit younger than us, so they might have watched Rooney and Ronaldo instead. But either way, they remember the glory days and they want to play for their boyhood club. If we don't win or start winning some serious stuff, these players who want to play for Man United because they love Man United, they will become a thing of the past. And you're going to get people who want to play for Man City and Liverpool. So let's fix up. Let's fix up. I'm happy that we got Embu. He speaks well. I hate that phrase. He speaks well. He sounds like he knows what he's doing. One of the best players this season. I'm so excited to see him play in that inside 10. And I want to see him and Ahmad interchange. Anyway, let's go on and see what he says. Obviously, I played as a winger, mainly at Brentford, but I don't have one specific position where I feel I can do the best. Good news. He doesn't mind playing wing back. He doesn't mind playing 10. But with Brentford, I used to also play as a 10 in the pocket or even as a number 9. I can do all these positions. This guy wants to work. And one thing about Bryan Mbeumo, he's going to work hard. He's not going to do the Rashford walking around, Garnacho, all these guys who walked around. He's going to be running back. We saw a stat, guys, and we've all seen the stat that says that his work rate, his pressing, his ability to tackle as a forward player is one of the best. We're going to get someone who runs back, who runs and runs, tackles, wins the ball a lot. We're not just getting an attacking beast. We're just getting a beast. And I'm happy. Very, very happy. He also, in the same interview, actually spoke up Watkins. He played with Watkins, I think at Brentford. And he spoke up Watkins. He said how good Watkins is. He said how Watkins can play multiple positions. He's a good striker. So he's happy with Watkins, it seems. So I encourage you to watch that interview if you guys care. If you guys want to know a bit more about Bryan Mbeumo, it's a decent interview by Rio. I'm not always a fan of Rio Ferdinand off the pitch. He's a United legend. He's a United great. But some of his takes and his opinions of the pitch has been a bit weird. But that's the Bryan Mbeumo interview. Very, very good interview. Check it out, people. Let me go to the chat quickly before we finish off. This Holman story was put out by Calio Mekato. However, BBC Sport had this on their gossip page, being put out for clicks. Eddie, let's talk about that, bro. Because I had a feeling that was the case. Yeah. Why is a reputable journalistic company, let's say the BBC, putting out a story from a source that isn't reputable? Why hasn't the BBC journalists checked out the source, found out whether it's true or not, and then reported on it? I hate the fact that even serious companies, I say serious companies, organizations such as the BBC are putting things out there just for clicks. Listen, I've already spoken about the state of journalism in football right now and the fact that these guys are just lying and making stories up. But when the BBC are just doing stuff to get clicks on football, like, where are we? Listen, I know a lot of people have issues with the BBC anyway, but come on. Really? Vegas. Oh, he's, TK's in Vegas. TK, remember what I said about Vegas. At least you're safe. At least you're going back. I just want to know and hope that your bank balance and your future is still protected. You didn't bet your mortgage, your house, or your children when you went to Vegas. And you're going to come home the same person that when you went to Vegas. That's what I want to find out, TK. Are you well? Because like you said, Vegas chews you up and spits you out. So be careful with Vegas, people. Be careful. British Bulldog says, if the BBC told me it was raining, I put my best summer shorts on. What is wrong with the what is up with the BBC? Like, don't do that, BBC. You guys are supposed to be the guys who don't jump the gun or do anything. You check out your sources, you make sure you're right, and then you report it, bro. Like, it's wild. Niche fan says, I love Brian, but I feel like there's going to be so much pressure on him to score. I don't want him to burn out. Good point. The thing is, the reason why Brian and Cunha, we've also bought them, is because at their respectful clubs, they were the number one guys and they had all that pressure. Cunha had all that pressure at Wolves. Brian had all that pressure at Man United. And we're hoping that now that, at Brentford, and I'm hoping that now that they're together, there's less pressure on them individually because they have each other. So if, like, Cunha doesn't need to score 17 goals and Embu doesn't need to score 20 goals. They can score 13 goals between them each and I'll be fine. So I'm just hoping, it's only a hope, Niche fan, that because they're used to a bit of pressure, and listen, I know no pressure is like the media scrutiny and the media intensity at Man United is like nothing else. But I can only hope. I can only hope that being the main men at their respectful previous clubs means they shouldn't, they should settle in fine and it shouldn't phase them that much. I hope. That's what I hope anyway. Niche fan says, I'm just worried that he's been promised that we're getting other signings. Ineos has lied to Brian. I've always wondered that, Niche fan. What happens, because we don't really have too much, sometimes you don't have a lot of understanding of why players get angry, why players get annoyed. But if you're a player and you get promised there's going to be 5 signings in and there's going to be a revolution, and then you come and there's only just you and you're the only one here, like, can you rip up your contract because you're lied to? Like, what happens? Because I know many players coming to United who were promised certain things, promised players, promised this, like Pogba and whatnot, and it didn't come. And United lie to get them in the door. We're going to win the Champions League in 2 years. We're going to win this in 2 years. And in 10 years' time, there's nothing. I always wondered about that. Niche fan says he'll be stuck in the 9 when we don't sign anyone. Ineos going about the project, but they've only signed 2 players and haven't sold anyone. I've seen better projects. Bro, there's no money, man. Like, the funny thing about Ineos was saying that they can still do what they need to do without the money. They just lie and lie and lie. And they have to lie. They have to lie to keep us fans on board. Every summer it's the same. Like, Ineos haven't been there every summer. This is only their 2nd summer, I believe, anyway. But the amount of lies, it's just bully-cadoodoo, bro. Just bully-cadoodoo. Yeah, Niche fan. Professional gaslighters. I agree. Fully. Oh, TK says only play poker. I'm more than well, bro. Alright, good, cool. I play poker when I play Red Dead. Wait, Is it poker that I play when I play Red Dead, or is it blackjack? I don't know, man. He's played Red Dead, number 1 and number 2. I like when spoiler alert, John dies in the first one and his son takes over and his son takes revenge and he fucks up all those people. That's like the best part of the game, the first Red Dead Redemption. Anyway, Eddie says, because it's in the gossip section, anything goes in there. To be fair, it's been happening for a year. Even Teletext has a gossip section back in the day. It's more than it. Okay, fair enough. Eddie's just educated me. It's kind of, I guess they include a gossip section. Why do you want a gossip section? You're a newspaper. You're supposed to deliver the facts and deliver the news, but then you have a section for all the crazy people to say stuff that are not news. And then what? What happens if the gossip section becomes bigger than the news, as in more people are interested in the gossip? I don't think news companies should have a gossip section. Leave the gossip to people who want to gossip online and in their homes. Don't provide a facility for me to gossip. What? Why? I mean, at the same time, I do get it. It is what it is. British Bulldog says he took a female to Vegas. We didn't gamble, stayed in a room and played poker. Stayed in the room and played poker. Say it quick, Wizzy.
It's interesting. Someone said female. That's not. But it is not.
British Bulldog says he used to love the Teletext gossip page.
Used to book holidays on Teletext.
Do you know what, British Bulldog? My parents used to book their holidays on Teletext. Didn't Teletext used to have all these holidays and things?
Flights and prices and.
Anyway, another quote from Brian, quickly before we leave. My 3 main attributes. This guy doesn't mince his words, innit? I would say pace, first touch, finishing. Perfect. They're simple. Like Olise in his interview. No. All right, what we got next before we go? What we got next for the people? All right. Can you guys see this? This is strange. Man United players have signed an agreement upholding them to higher standards off the pitch, according to Howson. All right, so now we are taking stuff from Stretford Paddock and Howson. Listen, Howson, to be fair to Howson, he does speak to some people in the club. To be fair to him. I'm not always a fan of Howson, but he does have some insights. So be gentle on Howson, people. Be gentle on him. But yeah, I think it's new and it's real, guys. Look, as you can see, let's read this. What is going on here? Let me try to get my head around this. What's going on? Stephen Howson says he's been told that every Manchester United player has signed the same agreement this year in a stunning revelation. Man United endured a miserable campaign last season. And Ruben Amorim said, great. What's the important bit? Cunha and Embu not only signed their Man United contracts, but also an agreement for standards. This is off the pitch? Okay. That, according to Howson, who has claimed that every Man United player has signed an agreement to improve standards off the pitch, from dress code to interacting with fans at events. Oh, what the hell? You know what I got told? The players have all had to sign it and everything, blah, blah, blah. If they go to any event, it's in there that you spend time interacting with the fans. Do not walk past fans. There's a dress code stuff in there about how they are presented when they're out in public. There real severe stuff about lateness. Okay, people. It's interesting that they didn't have this stuff in their contract as standard, because when I go to work, people, I'm not gonna lie, if I walk around naked out in public and someone takes a picture of me, I get fired from my job. Like it's just. I mean, I know that's probably not the best example. I mean, wow, that image. I don't know why I even went there. That's crazy. But you get my point. So the fact they didn't have sort of off the field standards when most companies, have things like you can't tweet certain things and all these things is strange to me. I don't know how this is gonna go down, but I guess everyone signed it, so it's not a problem. Um, I don't know what you guys. I don't know what to make of it. To be fair, I feel like something like this would have been standard anyway. It depends how severe and how strict it is, and how annoyed the players are about it. But from what I hear, I don't hear anything too crazy. I don't know. Like I work in finance, so I have to adhere to the FCA's code of conduct rules: fair, clear, fair, not misleading, treating customers fairly, all these things, data protection laws, all that crap. So
It's to homogenize it because
I guess, yeah, I guess it's
people
I,
sign the shit.
I guess it's to homogenize it, make everyone think the same, put everyone on the same page. But I don't know. What do you guys think about this? Do you guys even care about this news?
Things like you can't wear other people's kits.
Like,
Like
and also the yeah,
it's to correct.
Dave's making a good point. This is to correct behavior. When you see someone like Garnacho wearing an Aston Villa shirt with Rashford's name on it, now that they've signed this stuff, that can't happen again. You'll get fined heavily for doing it. So I hear it. I hear it. I hear it. I don't know what you guys think about it, but I hear it. Let's read the chat quickly. I actually started to think we should offer significant shares in the club to top players. As long as it doesn't violate FFP, it could be a way of attracting the top players. Niche fans got some ideas. I like the way you think, bro. That's like a John Lewis. John Lewis is a firm that once you start working for the firm, you kind of get shares in the company as well. And I think most companies should be run like that. I don't believe in shareholders. If you're working for the company and you're busting your nuts every day for this company, I think you should have some shares in it until you leave. When you leave, you sell your shares, and then I that's what I believe. But anyway, I'm a finance guy. That's a different topic altogether. Eddie Black says I'm not happy with what Xerxes keeps getting injured. Yeah, Eddie, I was so looking forward to seeing Xerxes this preseason. He never had a preseason last year. None of these players obviously had a preseason with this manager, but Xerxes never had one. And I was so looking forward to seeing him play with Cunha and Mbumo. And to know that he's injured and he's probably not going to play in any of the preseason games and probably miss the start of the season, it's so annoying. It's very disappointing, which means we're going to have to see Højlund and we're going to have to hear fans say things like Højlund is back. Let's not buy a striker because we have Højlund. And I'm not Højlund's biggest fan, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna diss him and speak negatively, but I'll keep it short and say I'm not Højlund's biggest fan. That's all. Niche fan said, I bet those were the 3 attributes Rasmus listed as well. Probably niche fan. Listen, I had hopes for Højlund when he came. I did. TK says, I'm okay with us not scoring buckets of goals as long as we can keep the ball out of our net. So far, I'm not seeing how that's going to be better than last season. I hear you, TK, but don't forget when I said that in terms of goals conceded, we kind of conceded the same amount of goals as a lot of other teams. Our issue really is with the fact that we couldn't score goals. We scored like less than 1 goal a game. Teams came to Old Trafford. And even at Old Trafford, we couldn't score. We couldn't score goals last season at all. Hence why we've decided to do a whole change to our front line, because scoring goals was our main issue last year. So I hear you, TK, but I'm just happy now that we've got forward players and potentially bringing in a striker who can help us score goals. Haircuts and colour should be included in these standards. I agree, TK. I think everyone at United should have locks. Everyone, with your black or your white, green, blue, grow your hair and get locks. That's a dress code, locks. And I'm telling you, once you get locks, yeah, the power that you have, bro, is crazy. That like the sun beams into your locks, and the locks just drains the sun's energy, and it goes into your head, and it just powers you up like a solar battery. I'm trying so much shit, you know. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, people? Um, Niche fan is not happy. Niche fan doesn't like an agreement for standards. What an absolute joke. Ineos wanted to have a barbecue and sat all the canteen. What? I hear, nah, Niche fan is right. Is right. It's like, these guys don't have no standards, bro. But that's what happens though, Niche fan. The guys, the politicians set the rules for us. The rich set rules for the poor. Yeah? The owners set rules for the players. They're not going to abide by no rules. They don't abide by the same rules. The rules are for little folks. The rules are for stupid people like us. You know? They don't have no rules. These billionaires don't have rules, bro. You know? Eddie says code of conduct. Yeah, British Bulldog said it's good. Yeah. TK says, I like this conduct code standards thing. Time to act befitting of the United crest. All right, see, people are feeling the code of conduct. They know it's, or they think it's necessary. Turkish says, yes, TK, I agree. Everyday people have codes of conduct. The richest in society should too. Yeah, well, Anyhow, boarding the plane. Check. TK, big up yourself. Always, bro. Thanks for hopping in. If you're late to the show, guys, please smash the like. Let's quickly see if we can wrap up. We've been live for a hot minute now. This is breaking. Is it breaking? In the last hour, see, 8:30. So within the last 10 minutes, guys, this has broken. It could be 2 or maybe 3 more signings for Manchester United before the end of the window. A striker, goalkeeper, and maybe a midfielder. We've heard this all before. Heard it all before. Striker this, keeper that, but your lies ain't working now. Look who's hurting now. Shut you down. Ineos had to shut you down. Play the fool before, play the fool before. If you know that song, you know. If you know that song, tell me who sings it and what the song is. Anyway, to be fair, we know this. We've been told this. Fabrizio has come out and said this already. And United have come out and said this already. So he's just repeating himself. We know that a striker and a goalkeeper are probably the 2 main priorities. And if Garnacho fucks off, Anthony fucks off, and we get some money, we can get... Is it real?
Supposedly.
All right, sorry. And if the players leave, we can get... Listen to the smile. Look at the smile on my face because I see the kit. If the players leave, we can get a midfielder, maybe. But that midfielder's coming in probably late. Listen, let's not forget that, Luis from Juventus is still around. Douglas is still there, and we can get him on loan. Do not be surprised. Do not be surprised if we go in for someone like that, lastminute.com, if we can. Niche fan says, I want the canteen and normal staff to feel secure in their jobs before Ineos bang on about standards outside the club. That should be a given. Niche fan, I agree with you, bro. In an ideal world, I wouldn't even have Ineos in the club. I would have the Qataris. The club would have been bought. The stadium would have been already 1 year in the making. And we would be spending big boy money. The debt would have been cleared off. And we would be spending big boy money on big boy players, and we would be back. But unfortunately, we are here. And the situation is not going to get better, I don't think, with regards to Glazers and Ineos. But I got a bit excited, guys, because when I said to you that I want to make sure that this black and yellow kit is actually official.
So what we can fathom is...
And I don't know whether it's official yet, but if this is official, people, I might have to get it.
It's also the same thread from January. Someone leaked this, and now everyone's picking up on it, so it could be real. This
could be real, guys. And the home kit is the home kit. That's cool. The white kit is the white kit, the white and sort of lilac purple kit. Cool. That's cool. I think that's our away kit. But this kit right here, give it to me. Give me that. Listen, I haven't worn a kit. I keep telling you, I haven't worn a kit since that Vodafone kit that Robin van Persie wore. This top I might have to get. I don't like the fact that I'm giving Ineos my money. I don't think Ineos deserve my money. This is the last kit. I think this kit is clean. Clean. And the thing is, I didn't really like the checkered thing. But because this kit brings back positive memories, yeah, I like it. But this black kit is not bad, guys. It's not bad. Listen, I love it. I actually think it's sick. The black and yellow, it's doing something to me. I don't know what it is. That black and yellow, it looks bad, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Anyway, Turk, can I be king? I get more done. BB's prime minister. Niche fan for president. You guys are funny. That's why we need Qatar to buy us, bro. I don't twerk for nobody, but I was twerking for the Qataris, bro. I ain't gonna lie, I was twerking for Qatar. I was like, please, bro, please. And then Jim came and Jim said, oh, I can buy a stake in the club and help this and help that. I was like, no, don't get in bed with the Glazers. We don't want you to get in bed with the Glazers. We want to get rid of the Glazers. That's what we want. There's no other way to get back to where we should be. Also, let's get a decent architect to design a proper modern Old Trafford. Bro, we're niche fan. Are you saying you're not impressed with what you've seen with that little spiderweb tent that you've seen? Those graphics of the stadium and what it could look like. It just looks weird, doesn't it? British Bulldog said this kit is the one. Yeah, man. I'm with British Bulldog. I knew British Bulldog would love it. I like the white and lavender kit, niche fan. Anderson kit. Old Trafford will be better without the blue accents on it. Or OT will be better without the blue. It's interesting how the our white kit doesn't have a badge. It just has the red devil. What do you guys think about that? I don't think I've asked the chat this. The white kit, is it just a white kit? Doesn't have the Man United crest. It just has the red devil logo. I think and the red and the home kit as well. What do you guys actually think about the removal? What do you guys think about the removal of the crest and just having the devil logo on the kit? I don't know, guys. I don't know.
Yeah, that's why this can't be the real kit because they've removed it. So maybe this is a...
Yeah, the black and yellow is hard. Anyway, before we go, I think, is that it? Yeah, the home kit is normal. So it's just the away kit. We just got the red devil without the. So the home kit is normal, but just the white away kit. We just have the. I don't know. It's strange. I like to see the Man United crest, bro. I like to see the crest is the crest. Why the hell they've taken the crest away on the home of the away kit and just had just the devil? Listen, I'm not evil. We're not evil. I like being called the Red Devils, but the Red Devils in the context of Manchester United. So I still want to see the devil, but inside the Man United logo. Just having the devil by itself, yeah. I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I don't know about this one. All right, let's go. What else we got? I think we're done now. We done? Are we gonna do AFTV? Guys, I'm gonna show you something. We're gonna laugh at this together as a community because we have to. All right, we're gonna watch 1 minute of this. Yeah. Niche fan says, "Yeah, I like the idea." British Bulldog says he doesn't like it. I like the kit to be as clean as possible. Oh. British Bulldog says, sound like some voodoo. Guys, all right, cool. I thought I'll show you guys this to end the stream. This is what Arsenal are doing. Listen, I'm not a hater for Arsenal signing Gyökeres. Good on you, Arsenal. You signed Gyökeres. But this is why I don't like Arsenal. This stuff, yeah. Like after the whole Partey thing that they did, like Partey hard and all that stuff, I thought they would just relax themselves a little bit. No, just relax. But no. This is pathetic, bro. Like, I don't know.
Part of the world, the pit where men are thrown to suffer and die. But sometimes a man rises in the darkness. Sometimes the pit sets something back.
It doesn't matter who we are. What matters is our plan. No one cared who I was when I put on the mask. Speak of the devil, and he shall appear.
This is cringe.
I'm Arteta's reckoning, come to set the Emirates alight. The shadows betray you, because they belong to me. Take them to the stands. Fans of their status deserve to experience the new Emirates and Arteta's era. Oh, you think darkness is your ally? You merely adopted dark. I was born in it, molded by it.
It's making me feel.
I didn't see the light until I was already a man. By then it was nothing to me but blinding.
This is cringe. What are they doing?
I am Arsenal's main striker, and I am here to fulfill Arsenal's destiny. I will show you where I made my home, preparing to bring glory, and then I will break the league.
Is it still going on?
This isn't sci-fi.
Alright.
This is precision.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, yeah, I've watched it before, yeah, and I was like, hold on, keep going. Yeah.
It goes by the name of Victor Gyökeres.
The 27-year-old
There you go.
Swedish international.
There you go,
He
guys.
signed
Listen,
from Sporting Lisbon.
I could say a million things, yeah. Let's. This is why Arsenal are the banter club, bro. This is why Arsenal are the banter club. 6 years here of this manager, Arteta, and no trophies. They finally get their striker after years and years, and look what they're doing. Like, they haven't learned a lesson. They danced and twerked here when Partey came, and 5 years later, they had to kick him out because he's doing stuff with women. Yeah. And now listen. I hope Gyökeres takes time to adjust to the league. I hope he falls on his face. I don't wish anything good to happen to Arsenal and to Arsenal fans. What if they go this whole season and not win a trophy? I'm telling you guys, I'm going to be unbearable when it comes to Arsenal. Arsenal, I can't stand these guys. It's so cringe and foolish, bro. You know, when there's so many things I can say, there's a million things, yeah, going through my mind right now that I want to verbalize right now on stream, but I'm probably not going to because it's a bit too much. But that is foolish. So stupid, but also quite funny. Also quite funny, guys. So I thought I'd leave it there, guys. I mean, we can't really laugh at Arsenal too much because they're in a better position than us. But at the same time, they're such a foolish football club. Their fan base is so foolish. Very, very foolish. Anyway, people, it has been an amazing show. Bane wasn't even the best antagonist in the trilogy anyway. Yeah, no, he wasn't. The Joker was. Yeah, the Joker was, for sure. For sure, niche fan. British Bulldog said it's very poor. Make it stop. I'm sorry I had to put you guys through that ordeal. But in my mind, this is how I think. If I had to go through it, and I watched like at least first 5 minutes of
think
it.
darkness is
There's no way I was gonna go through that painful moment by myself. So I had to bring it to the channel and for you guys to see it too. This is what Arsenal fans are doing. This is what Arsenal fans are getting excited over. This is what they do. I don't know why he's wearing a Batman mask. I don't know. So if Bane's the antagonist, I don't understand. Anyway, let's not try to understand it. Let's just laugh at it and look at it as the stupidity and the foolishness that it is. Anyway, people, it's been a good show. I've enjoyed this show. I wasn't tired. I was up for it. Upbeat. Things are moving slowly again, while at the same time, things are happening. Nothing is happening, but everything is happening. We're not signing anybody. We've only signed really 2 players, but we're talking to 2 strikers. So today, and we signed, Emsden today. So it is what it is. Today we spoke about the 2 strikers, and we now have a better understanding of where United are, what they want to do, the money that it will cost to get the players. So we will keep an eye on that one. We spoke about some of the outgoings. We spoke about Sancho. We spoke about Garnacho. We also spoke about Fabrizio Romano and, the fact that Vivell wants Sesko. Jackson not coming to Chelsea. Not coming to Man United from Chelsea, which is great news. Martinez, we're not in for him anymore. Too expensive. Yeah, good show. Good show, guys. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your evening. Before I go, let's see the chat one last time. It's giving me KFC cult, believe in the chicken advert where the bloke gets dunked in the gravy. I remember the advert. Oh man, Arsenal have no shame, AFTV, have no shame, but it's all about clicks, man. It's all about views and all these things. I've never seen anything like it. I have issues that are not funny about it. As an Arsenal fan, I'm ashamed of myself. I'm sorry, Teklish, but as an Arsenal fan, I'm happy that you regularly attend these shows and you're part of the community. So big up yourself, Teklish. I appreciate you, but your club's idiot. I need to speak to Arsenal. I need to have an Arsenal fan on this show. There's so many things I want to ask an Arsenal fan. What is the deal with Arteta? Like another season without a trophy, is that acceptable? Because all Arsenal fans have been saying is that Gyökeres, or not Gyökeres, just a striker. Now you've got your striker. You go on and win the league. No excuses. Go on and win the league, Arsenal. Anyway, British Bulldog says, died on the pitch in little distasteful one. They claim he's going to destroy the Premier. Okay, big claims. Yeah, Bane wasn't even, yep, I read that. It's been emotional. Yeah, it has been, British Bulldogs. Thanks for doing the stream. Yeah, big up yourself, people. It's been really good, people. Big up British Bulldog, Eddie, Teklish, Ranjit, Niche Fan, should I say? TK, Celtistic, AP, Jerome. Big up yourself. New guys, Ayu, BK, Billy Humphreys, all the new guys in the chat as well. Please just like the video, share the video, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. It's a good channel. We have good conversations. Everyone's free to say what they want to say. Have conversation, have good debates. No one's really a dick in the chat. The chat is good. It's a nice chat, a really nice chat. So big up everybody who's involved, everyone who gets involved on a regular basis. I appreciate all of you sincerely. So big up yourselves. It's been a pleasure. Enjoy your evening, people. If there's anything crazy happens this evening, I'll go live, but I doubt it. It's 9 o'clock now. So I will be back around the same time tomorrow, 7 p.m. I don't know about going live to watch the match at 3 a.m, guys. I don't know about it because, I just don't know. But yeah, big up yourselves. It's been a pleasure. Your boy is out.